Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Communities Live here on Sheffield Live 93.2 FM. And we have Countryfile presenter and farmer Adam Henson. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, I've been reading this report, and settling into your first job takes 6 months. That's quite a long time.
Of course, yes, and we will all know, as young people coming out of school, going into your first job, maybe post college or post university or straight into work, it can be an alien environment, something that you have never experienced before, with people that you haven't met, and often a situation that although you think you might want to do it as a career, you don't have any personal experience or skills in that field. So it's no wonder it can take 6 months just to settle down and to stop you feeling a bit anxious about it.
I've got to ask you, Adam, about because you started off as a farmer. So, how long did it take for you to get into that role? Was it quite a long experience, or did it fall together quite quickly?
I was very, very fortunate to have been born and brought up on a farm. So my dad took on the farm tenancy here in the Cotswolds in 1962. So I was born in the house that I still live in, and I was helping him out, as a child, but then as a student, as a young person. I then went off to a Chatsworth estate in Derbyshire, worked there for a year as an 18, 19-year-old before going off to agricultural college. And then after college, before coming home to work on the farm, I travelled to Australia and New Zealand and worked on farms out there. So I was very fortunate to have gathered those experiences of working in the industry from home and elsewhere, and convincing myself it was definitely a career I wanted to do, but also, learning a lot about farming and how other people do it, and learning to work with colleagues and how to be managed and all those sorts of things that you may not come across before you start work in a normal situation.
And I've got to ask as well. You are a presenter on Country Pal. So, how did you land that role? Was it? Did they actually? Was it a long? Was it quite difficult to land?
Well, it was an interesting introduction into the media. So Countryfile back in 2001 did a presenter search, and you had to send in a 2-minute VHS, then video of yourself, why you thought you'd be good at it, and you weren't allowed to have any journalistic background at all. And my wife works in the television, and she saw it on Countryfile and said, "Look, why don't you apply?" Because at the Cotswold Farm Park, our tourist enterprise, we get lots of visitors come, and I would have been talking to them about lambing, which we're doing at the moment, and handing out baby chicks, doing shearing demonstrations. I'm very used to communicating to the public about food and farming. And my dad had done some TV presenting with Johnny Morris on Animal Magic and Angela Rippon on a program called In the Country. So I'd sort of seen the cameras on the farm and my dad doing it. So I applied, sent the video off, amazingly got chosen for auditions, and then incredibly landed the job. But I had no journalistic background at all. So that anxious feeling of walking into an environment where you didn't really know anything about it particularly was quite daunting and quite scary, to learn all the weird and wonderful things about making telly.
I've got to ask as well. Adam. When you're filming like an episode of Country File, how long does it actually take to film? Does it take a full day to film, or is it spread across multiple days?
Yeah, so generally 1 to 2 days, depending on how far we've got to go or where we're traveling to, or in interviewing people in various different places. And yeah, and a very small crew. So it's me and one self-shooting director, and then often one technical assistant who might use a drone or a second camera. So it's usually just the three of us, and whizzing around trying to capture all the footage. But for my little 8 or 9 minute piece, it'll be, yes, a day or two to create.
So, and we've got to talk a little bit about the Gatsby Foundation. So, Adam, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so the Gatsby Charitable Foundation have helped promote and support the T-level education system, and that is obviously affiliated through the British education system, and helped was created with industry leaders in mind. And T-level is a way of learning that has a vocational part of it. It has a practical placement part of the learning. So 80% in the classroom, but 45 days out in industry on the placement of your chosen career or industry you want to go in. And it's quite far reaching. So there's over 20 different jobs you could look at. So agriculture, engineering, construction, healthcare, business, to name just a few. And then once you've completed the course, you come out with the equivalent of 3 A-levels. So really good qualification. And from that, you can go into the pathway of being an apprentice, or you can go on to further education. A lot of universities now recognize it as a way to gain admission into the universities, or you can go straight into the workplace. And what it does is it gives you that confidence, that experience, those transferable skills from having worked in industry before you go on that career path.
I mean, and also for anybody that's listening right now, for anybody that wants to learn about T-levels, how can people find more information?
Yeah, so a lot of schools are very involved. So you may already have a school or college that's involved in it. But if you go onto the website, that's the best thing. So go to tlevelinfo.org.uk. So that's tlevelinfo.org.uk. And on the website, it's specifically targeting or aiming to give parents really good, solid information and the students so they can decide whether it's something they want to get involved with. But from my understanding of it and from looking and learning more about it, it sounds absolutely brilliant. And I've met students who are part of the T-level course and they love it. They think it's really valuable.
And I also got to ask her, Adam, I mean, we talked about the digital, how people can get access digitally for information. But for anyone that doesn't have access to digital platforms, I mean, it's very rare now. But is there any physical copies that of information that people can get?
Yeah, so I think what you need to do is go to your school teacher and ask the school careers advisors about it, and they'll be able to point you in the right direction.
And my final question for you, Adam, because we are quickly running out of time, is for anybody that is listening right now, what would you like to say to our listeners?
Well, thank you very much for listening. I think I would recommend that everybody gets out into the countryside as much as they can and get a better understanding of where the food comes from that's on their plate. One of the commonalities we all have is that we eat, and I think many of us don't consider the amount of energy and effort that goes into producing fantastic food. And wherever you can, I would advise you to buy British.
Adam, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.